there we go. The national anthem's out of the way. Luka Modric, 40 years of age, over 200 appearances for his country. Well, they were hoping to keep the run going for Croatia, runners-up in 2018. They were third at the last World Cup. What have this team got left to give on the World Cup stage? Or will Portugal, with their cast of stars, go on and set up a mouth-watering clash with Spain? Let's give you the teams then. Roberto Martinez makes 2 changes from the side that drew with Colombia. Ruben Neves and João Felix drop out as Paris Saint-Germain's João Neves comes in, and Rafael Leao the far side, but this now already is becoming a problem. Now, what does Zlatko Dalic change things? Because Stanisic is getting torn apart, isn't he?
Well, I think they've got to stop the supply for Rafael Leao to begin with. I think he's probably got to drop Vlasic in just to give Stanisic some cover, maybe allow him to not get so tight. But they've certainly got to try and stop that supply, because every time he picks it up, he's just drifting past Stanisic in that right-back area. But the question is for Rafael Leao, can he improve his final ball and his delivery? Because he's overhit a couple of crosses now where he needs to do a little bit better.
Budimir beaten in the air, and now the ball works its way forward, but Croatia have won it back, and they're looking to break down there. Left with Bantarina now. Defenders coming across to cover him. He's waiting for blue shirts to arrive. Perisic is there with him. So right in front of Roberto Martinez, who, well, it will be his last game. He's out of contract at the end of this one. Modric plays a ball over the top. He was looking down that far side, and the run was made, but just overhit slightly. 14 gone, Portugal 0, Croatia 0, live on TalkSport.
Croatia just taking that little bit more of a breath now. They played with intensity early on, but when they do get the ball back, which has been few and far between in this first 15 minutes, they've just started to slow things down, use it, recycle it through Kovacic, through Modric in midfield, and Modric just opens up with that bit of time and tries to find Vlasic on that far right-hand side. He just sort of curves the ball towards the corner flag and it drifts out for a goal kick, but certainly looking to impose a little bit more possession when they do get hold of it.
Yeah, Vlasic, who hit the woodwork and scored against Ghana. Pedro Neto looking to get on the end of a long ball, and Pongracic has got his header wrong there, and it's come off his head and skimmed behind for a corner.
For all good Portugal play and possession base, it's just one easy ball down the side from Ruben Diaz, almost the channel ball. Pongracic just completely gets it wrong and flicks it out for a corner, so it caused a couple of problems early on. Can they do it again? Mendes' delivery, if he puts it straight in the box from this corner, it gives them a real good chance. They've got some threats in the air, Portugal.
Yeah, they certainly have. Keeper's just shielding his eyes from the sun. It's going to be whipped in, left-footed by Mendes. Delivers it towards the far post, and a bullet header put over the top by Portugal. Well, that was met on the full, and that was a chance. Vega it was who had it. He's bullet-headed it, but it's straight over the top behind for a goal kick.
And he's running back to the halfway line. It's the centre-half, Vega, and it's an absolute glorious chance. Croatia, 3 players just standing on the 6-yard line, and the ball's whipped in, and he's got the freedom of 6 yards around him, and he's just headed it over the crossbar, and his head's in his hands on the floor, and like I say, he's looking up to the sky, running back to his position on the halfway line. What a chance for Portugal.
Well, here is an early yellow card, and that is going to go the way of Ruben Diaz, who's been shown a yellow card here, and well, it's for an arm into the face of Budimir. And we've just seen a replay of that. I mean, he does raise his arm and he doesn't miss Budimir, does he?
Well, we've seen a few questionable decisions, haven't we, over the last 24 hours in terms of red cards and coming together as a player. And if the replays that we've just seen, it's just from a simple goal kick. Ruben Diaz is just inside his own half, over the halfway line, straight down the middle of the pitch, and Budimir comes to get involved, and his left forearm just crashes off his chin. And the yellow card is dished out.
Yeah. So the first of the match, and now Croatia, lovely bit of skill. Now they're going to get a free kick. That was really good work from Petar Sucic, who looks to be going down a blind alley there, but a lovely little flick took him past Renato Vega, and Vega brings him down. Incredible
bit of skill. Sucic is just down now, but there's always a double touch on the side of the 18-yard box on the touchline, and Vega gets way too tight. But for all Portugal's dominance, Croatia have an opportunity to put the ball on in the box, level the 18-yard box. Right-hand side, Modric is on the ball. What a chance for them to get themselves ahead.
Yeah, it's the one-man wall in front of him. Looking at his targets, the sweat on his brow. Over 200 appearances for his country. What a servant he's been to Croatian football. Going to whip the ball in now towards the 6-yard box, headed away by Nuno Mendes. Like the real threat there, the cross, and the break on potentially before it's hammered out by Stanisic for a throw-in just short of the halfway line of Portugal. Still 0-0. Quite the width maybe on the cross you would have hoped for there from Modric. Didn't cause too many problems.
No, you've got to beat that first man, haven't you? It's the one that just annoys all centre-halves that run up there from from the halfway line and you hit that first man. Mendes did well, the Portuguese left back, just to head it away.
Here come Portugal again. There is Ruben Diaz, the Manchester City man, who's on a booking, so he's going to have to be careful for the remaining 70-odd minutes of this match. Still goalless here, but Portugal have made a bright start. They've had a couple of chances. Now trying to turn there was Mendes. He went without it. Croatia have conceded a throw-in that they wanted to take quickly, and they will take quickly here, and they'll recycle possession on halfway, and they're just starting again to enjoy a bit more of the ball higher up the field.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that battle on that far left-hand side with how Croatia are handling Rafael Leao, and Vlasic has almost dropped into a back five now on that far right-hand side. He's just doubling up with Stanisic on that far side, so he's got that help that we spoke about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Dalic making amendments on the run for Croatia. Runners up in third in their last 2 World Cup campaigns. Now they'll bring it forward with Vega. He gets it away to Ruben Diaz, and they're all sat back, Croatia here, waiting. As now the ball works its way to João Cancelo. He'll cut in field. Nowhere to go. Croatia just showing their discipline at the minute. They're holding their shape. Now comes the question, but it's overhit. They were looking for Rafael Leao, but they couldn't find him. And Croatia in the end defend that passage of play pretty well. Yeah,
credit to Croatia. They have tweaked their system a little bit. They've gone into a back five with just Modric and Kovacic sat in front of them. Perisic almost playing as a left wing back. Vlasic dropping in the right-hand side, and now when they're in possession, just reverting back into that 4-2-3-1. So definitely changes have been made to try and stop that flow of traffic on that far left-hand side with Rafael Leao.
Yeah, he's got the ball now, and he's got 2 blue shirts around him, but does well to hold on to possession. Portugal have it on halfway. They had that early chance. Bruno Fernandes shot, well saved by Livakovic. At the other end, Budamir's had a couple of efforts, hasn't found the target. And Perisic, a good bit of defending, denies Pedro Neto the ball, and it's out for a throw in near side. But I just feel the weight of pressure is going Portugal's way at the moment.
It is, but I think Croatia have just got them where they want them at the minute. A few tweaks, they're controlling where Portugal are now looking to play the ball.
With Ronaldo, pops up on the left-hand side. He's barely had a kick so far. Here now, João Neves, one of the 2 changes for Roberto Martinez. Here's Pedro Neto, approaches the right side of the penalty area. He's got support with him. He'll use that support. Cancelo has it. He'll look to work the ball in left-footed. It bounces off Modric's knees. Can he keep it in? Ooh, did he just let that roll out? No, he didn't. The assistant on the near side had a good view of it. Portugal get it back on the centre circle. Vega finds Mendes. Exchanges passes with Bruno Fernandes. She gets it. And they're playing keep ball. They're trying to push Croatia back. But Croatia at the moment happy just to stand off and let Portugal have the ball wide on their right-hand side. Pedro Neto again onto his left foot. Had the chance to cross it. Instead he'll square it back. Diaz will move it wide over on the left-hand side now. Here's Leao. Edge of the penalty area. That's a good bit of work. Really good defending there. That was better from Croatia. Now they're looking for a way out. And the pass from Vlasic doesn't find its target. They get it back, but that was much better dealt with. Well dealt with there. Leao, no chance to get past Vlasic.
Yeah, it's the 2v1 that Croatia now have in Vlasic and Stanisic at that right-hand side with almost a full-back and a wing-back playing against him, and they're just stemming that flow. But what Croatia are doing, they've got 11 men 30 yards from their own goal when Portugal have possession, and it's just not giving Portugal any space.
No, well, they're going to get another chance here, 25 yards out, over on the far side. Ronaldo comes, gives the ball away to Vitinha. Cross comes into the penalty area, and it's a great header defensively from Pongracic, who's diving towards his own goal in the 6-yard box, and he diverts it wide for a corner.
And that's the one. You're looking at Ronaldo. Where is he? He's on 30 yards from goal, trying to get the ball to feet, but the ball's brilliant.
puts it away. Cross comes in and it's turned behind. It was panic stations at the back for Croatia, but they keep it out. It's still 0-0.
It's a lovely bit of play again from Portugal. The ball comes back to Ruben Diaz. It's about 40 yards from goal, and he just drifts one over the top to Fernandes, who keeps it alive. It then comes back to him. He looks to deliver a left-foot cross along the 6-yard box. It gets a deflection. It comes off Livakovic, who just puts it straight back into Fernandes. And he looks like the cutback's going to be rolled straight into Ronaldo's path, just on the penalty spot. But it's just cut out.
Certainly is. Leao's going to look to deliver the corner from the far side. There are 5 white shirts all near post here. They've played it short again. They'll work it now towards the edge of the box. Are they going to shoot from distance? They might now. Lovely bit of footwork. Shot comes in from Mendes and it hits a wall of defenders, and now the break possibly on here. There's only one forward, and well, they wanted a free kick. Martin Baturina thought he was tackled from behind there. He was the sole Croatian over halfway. He was appended, and Portugal have it and they play on forward. That's a silly foul there from Vlasic, who's just bundled into the back of Vitinha, and that a frustrating foul to give away. And
we're just looking at Roberto Martinez rushing towards the edge of his technical area, because his Portugal side almost cost themselves a real dangerous break, because Croatia break with Vacherina, and credit to Pedro Neto, the right winger. He strides back and wins the ball back, but that was the one where if you commit too many bodies forward, he nearly got caught on that break by Croatia.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I partially gambled on it, the lack of out-and-out pace for Croatia. They've not quite got that blistering pace, have they, that maybe would expose that fault a little bit more.
Yeah, but credit to the Portuguese, they're all buying into it. Pedro Neto, probably the least person you'd expect it. He's ran 40-50 yards to win the ball back, so his team can again regain possession and start to build.
Yeah, 10 to go to the break, 0-0, live on TalkSport. Luke Chambers with us, former Forest and Ipswich man. As here's Kovacic, and a rare little passage of play in their own half, and Kovacic has worked it nicely, and now he's driving over halfway, and now he looked to play a ball, and there were 3-on-2 in the middle, but he dissected 2 of the blue shirts and gave it straight to the covering Nuno Mendes, and that a really good bit of play there from Croatia that almost led to a break. And now Portugal coming back the other way, but that was more likely, and had that Kovacic pass found its man, there would have been danger there.
Well, it should have really found its man, because it was almost a 3v1, and he's put his hands in the air, because he played a lovely outside of the foot, right-footed pass across the pitch, and all 3 Croatia strikers ran the opposite way. Just needed one of them to take charge of the situation. We're almost going to then end up in a 3v1, almost a 3v2 situation.
More than halfway, Portugal have it. They've had over 58% of the ball so far, but yet to break the deadlock. Although Livakovic has had a couple of tricky moments to deal with. He's dealt with them well so far for Croatia. But it's Portugal coming forward again, dominating the ball. Here now is Diaz, closed down well by Baturina. Croatia doing a good job here from the front, trying to press. Can Portugal play through that? They'll get it to Ronaldo, 30 yards up from goal, lays it back to Bruno Fernandes. He goes down, and I'll tell you what, given what we've seen so far, I'm not too sure that was a free kick, but the referee's given it against Sucic, and he's not happy at all.
No, I don't think any of the Croatia players are happy, but does Fernandes get the wrong side of him, and Sucic just steps into him, knee into the back of his left knee. He does well to use his body, Fernandes. That's a lot of experience that he's showing there, and he's not happy with Sucic. He's complaining as he sits on the floor, giving him a little bit. But credit to Croatia, every time there's a ball within 40-50 yards of goal, there's 3 or 4 players around 2 of Croatia's.
Well, it's Cancelo whips in a ball, and Livakovic does well, down low. Hang on, he stood up very awkwardly there. I thought for a second he might have tweaked something, but he's up quickly, bowls it out, and we play on, and Croatia have it inside their own half. 8 to go to the break. We'll have at least 3 added on minutes, as here's a run. Vlasic trying to get in behind, and he did almost get in there, but it was the pace of Mendes that covers and gets the ball away from him. But that's not the first time they've tried that avenue, getting Nikola Vlasic over the top. Portugal working it forward again. Feels like a game of cat and mouse at the moment. Portugal are toying with Croatia, but Croatia are looking like at any moment they could break out and do some damage at the other end. Fine finely poised tie here. Winner will play Spain on Monday night in Dallas for a place in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Mendes lays it back on halfway. And again, Croatia, they are starting to push a few bodies further forward. Almost signs they're getting a little bit braver now in where they're pressing the ball.
Well, I think the real out-and-out pace is Rafael Leao, and once they've really boxed that off with Vlasic and Stanisic, they're not really having any joy from that position. They know Ronaldo's not going to run in behind straight through the middle, so I think they can afford to do exactly what they're doing, start to squeeze the game a little bit more, put a bit more pressure on Portugal around the halfway line.
Here's Pedro Neto, heads off down the right touchline, midway inside the Croatian half, cuts back in onto his left foot again, but opts not to cross, plays it to Vitinha. He now finds Nuno Mendes. He just waits, just stands there, waiting for things to open up in front of him. He'll get the ball away, and now it's brought forward. Given back to Ruben Diaz. He gets it away on the near side. João Cancelo goes back, and they're back inside their own half. Portugal here, Croatia at the moment. So far, so good. Ball over the top, was looking for Bruno Fernandes, and it's headed behind there by Stanisic. He won the header but couldn't control it, and it's a corner for Portugal.
And for all Portugal's possession and working from left to right, the 3 or 4 opportunities now have just come from straight diagonal balls over the top, asking Croatia questions, and they haven't had the answers of those at the minute. Another ball headed out for a corner from their own man.
Yeah. Kovic waits. He's got 8 blue shirts immediately in front of him, almost like a semicircle protecting him. And here come the white shirts of Portugal. Nobody in the 6-yard box yet for Portugal. There are 4 waiting on the edge. Ronaldo, one of those. Now the delivery is in towards the far post, and it was flicked away. They had a body free at the far post, and it's out for another corner kick.
The interesting approach now, because obviously Croatia has a marking zonal. They've got 4 players along that 6-yard box, all blue shirts, no one near them, but then Portugal go and stand on top of them. But what they're looking for is João Neves round that back post. It's twice now they've took 2 corners from either side. João Neves just trying to ghost in round that back post.
Play it short again. Ball going to be squared to the edge of the box. Here's Fernandes. He pops it off now, looking for Cancelo. He'll lay it back now for Nuno Mendes. Puts the cross in. There was a Portugal player unmarked to the far post, but Croatia stopped it getting that far. And now Stanisic will look to clear his lines and earns a throw-in with 5 to go to the break, plus any added on time.
I'm still questioning myself what Portugal are doing from that set piece. They've done 2 or 3 of them now, worked it all the way across, passed from right to left. But it looks like they're going to do a set piece routine, but nothing comes of it, and they just deliver a ball to sort of where no one else is. So real baffling one from Portugal.
Yeah, still 0-0. Chambers with us on Talk Sport tonight. Ball now with Pongracic, who's dribbling his way through his own penalty area, squares it off on the far side, and now they'll work one up towards halfway. That's a nice pass, well taken down, and now the break is on, and maybe needed a ball quicker forward. Now they'll play it, looking to get in behind. It'll break here. Now there's a real good chance for Croatia. Baturina has it. Can he find a player out wide? He'll find Vlasic. Vlasic works it out to Perisic, level with the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side, onto his right foot, turned away from goal. It's really good defending. Ball won back though, and Perisic is going to keep it in. Back heels it back to Kovacic. And here's Modric, not seen a lot of him. Croatia not had a lot of ball over halfway. Now a nice little run. Was that a foul on the edge of the box? No, it wasn't. Croatia not happy again. And now the break could be on going the other way. Ronaldo leaves it to the quicker man in Leao, and he has it over halfway. Game just opened up once again. Croatia, when they got forward, and I think there's a player down in the other half, hence why the fans are booing here, but Portugal are playing on. It's not a head knock. They don't have to knock the ball out.
Well, they've certainly slowed the tempo down.
There was a really good chance on the break there, wasn't there, for Croatia, and they're getting more bodies further forward. They're looking more likely. They just need to find that final pass.
They're definitely playing with a lot more belief. I think they've realised that they've stopped that threat of pace down that left-hand side, and they really are comfortable in every aspect of their defending at the moment.
Here's Leao, of course, problems earlier on. They've worked on the run to keep him quieter. And he lays it back to halfway. Will the deadlock be broken before the break? Portugal come forward again. Ronaldo with a flick round the corner, was looking for Fernandes. He tried to flick it in. He's dispossessed. And Baturina bowled over. Play on, says the referee. And driving forward now goes Kovacic. He's got 4 teammates waiting with him. One on the edge of the box, lays it out wide to Baturina. Force wide. There are 3 blue shirts waiting in the middle for the cross that's blocked at the near post, headed away. And now it'll be brought forward by Pedro Neto. And now the break could be on. Neto. Pongracic goes to close him down, gets a good foot in. And the immediate danger broken. But Croatia, as they get braver, they're just leaving a few gaps for Portugal to break into.
And it's an interesting one. I know we keep talking about it. But you're watching it. Ronaldo, OK, he's trying to stretch the game. But now Rafael Leao, every time he's picking it up, it's almost inside his own half. He's playing a lot deeper. He's not high and wide. He's not really injecting any pace into the game. He's had a couple of opportunities where he's picked the ball up and he could drive with it, but they've chose to now keep possession. Whether that's the heat, the intensity, whether that's him not starting as much as he'd like, whether he's up to speed of playing a solid 45 minutes. But it's an interesting one where they could have really broke on Croatia, because they're now getting a bit braver, trying to force more bodies forward.
Yeah, well, the ball works towards Bruno Fernandes. He can't control it. It's all the way to Livakovic, who has it. We've got 60 seconds of the 45 remaining, and Zlatko Dalic is up. Just looking on, he'll be pretty pleased. He certainly looks more relaxed than Roberto Martinez. Could be his last game as Portugal boss if they get knocked out here. His contract is up, rumoured to be possibly going to Saudi Arabia. As now forward goes Vitinha. Can he find a pass? He was looking for Ronaldo. It was stopped before it reached him. Picked up in midfield, and forward come Portugal again. Time running out, end of the first half. We'll have at least the 3. Not really had any of the stoppages, have we, other than that, I don't think. So should be too much longer to be added on. And here's Ruben Diaz, who got booked for that elbow on Budimir earlier in the game. It's Pedro Neto, who does seem to prefer cutting in on his left foot. And again, Croatia quite happy with that. They're saying, right, you can cut inside if you want, because we know you're just going to lay the ball off. And here's Leao. He's looking to get a run. Stanisic is back defending. Here comes Vlasic to help him out. Ball is laid back, and it's picked off by Croatia. And I thought that could have been a foul. The referee has belatedly blown his whistle there. There was a bit of a poor tackle went in from Sucic. We're in the 4 added on minutes. Portugal 0, Croatia 0. Who do you think will be the happiest at half-time if they go in at 0-0?
I think Roberto Martinez would be very, very happy with Portugal's opening 25 minutes. But since then, I think Croatia have really handled anything that Portugal have had to throw at them. They're certainly, like you said, stepping on to pressure and trying to get more bodies up the pitch. But I think Croatia really, Dalic, I think his side will get stronger as the game draws on.
Well, can they hang on to half-time? Because here now is Neto, puts in a curling ball to the far post, headed away, a fall on the volley, and there's Leao, who balloons over the volley. Never looked convincing, sliced underneath it, and it balloons over for a goal kick, still 0-0.
And it is a big, big chance, and it's again this near right-hand side. Neto cuts back onto his left, lovely ball, level with the back post, and Stanisic needs to head the ball away, out to safety, out for a corner, but he heads it back into the danger zone, and Leao, who's just hung out the back post, comes in and tries the spectacular on the volley. He just can't get over it with his technique, and it goes blazing high over the crossbar.
Perisic looking for a long ball forward. Budimir will give chase here, and he's done well to make Ruben Diaz bring it, and then I say he's done well, he just barged him over, and that's a free kick, as cheap as they'll come. Thought, well, I'm here about as well now.
Well, they're those free ones that centre forwards give to us horrible centre halves, because they get away with them.
Well, take what's on offer. 2 of the 4 gone in added on time. Still 0-0 here. Ball played forward, and in the end it's well left by Baturina on the near side. It rolls out for a throw in. Croatia digging in. They're in it for the long haul, it seems. Portugal trying to get it done in the 90 minutes, but they're having to work hard, and Livakovic has had a couple of saves to make, but really only that one from Fernandes that's been anything other than normal, really. He's been pretty routine, hasn't he? Now a free kick given away. This time it's Budimir who gets a shove from Ruben Diaz, and with 90 seconds left, how brave are Croatia going to be here? You'd imagine they're going to throw some bodies forward.
Yeah, they've got a chance to put one on top of Portugal and ask them some questions, but it's been a real interesting battle between Diaz and Budimir, the centre forward for Croatia. They've come together on multiple occasions. Like you said, Diaz has got that yellow card from giving him an interesting challenge early on.
Yeah, well, he done the elbow out, didn't he? I think the one thing you'd say to save him, there was no real malice in it, but he did stick in elbow into his chops, and that was a booking. And since then it's been a bit more pushing and pulling rather than any direct contact between the two. Here come Croatia then. They opted not to put it into the box. They're going to get another chance here, which is about 8-9 yards over halfway, over on that far right hand side. Well, they have the chance. Fernandez's shot was well saved by Livakovic, and his follow-up blocked by a flurry of Croatian defenders. Then from a corner, Renato Vega, unmarked 6 yards out, planted his header over the bar. The other end, Anthony Budimir, he played a shot from the edge of the area, well saved by Diogo Costa, and then headed well over the top. There have been chances on the break for Croatia. They can't find the key to unlock it. Portugal with all the possession, but no goals to show for it. Half-time in Toronto, it's Portugal 0, Croatia 0.
Mark Wilson, thank you very much indeed. Goalless so far then, but very entertaining. Luke Chambers, Portugal, in that first 25 minutes, they were knocking on the door, weren't they? And I think they'll be amazed they're not ahead.
I think they will, Ollie, yeah. I think they've started very, very brightly, and I think we'd said before kick-off that Portugal hadn't really hit their stride, but they certainly did in that opening 25. Rafael Leao on that far left-hand side had the beating of Stanisic in every single aspect, and
stepped up, by the way.
Yes.
A lot of people question whether or not he can do in a
100%.
big game. Finally
But I was saying at half-time, mate, I was saying, we've been in these, saying to Kunde and O'Hara, we've been in games like this, guys, where, like, you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, this is tough. Who's going to step up? Bellingham done it against Panama, and he's done it again. So has Harry Kane. Those two players, the ones we're talking about every game, that are stepping up and we have to rely on. The rest of them, no words, mate. Marcus Rashford, I've been his biggest fan. You get to start and you're hopeless.
He was.
Wan-Bissaka, I get it. You probably didn't get past him at Man United in training, but you got to still try and take him on. Didn't take him on once. If Madueke cut in any more times, I was going to walk out. And then when he finally went down the line, he got a bit of joy. First half. Terrible, mate. Declan Rice and Anderson looked shattered. Couldn't get about the pitch. Couldn't press. First half, we were pressing as a front three. And then there was a big space. Declan Rice and Anderson marking nobody. Honestly, mate, O'Reilly not getting tight. Jed Spence not getting tight. The first goal for them. How can that happen?
Yeah, goalkeeper should never get beaten by his near post.
Don't, mate. That's a touchy subject, mate. Because we were arguing a lot last night.
Who was saying they should?
Condi's saying...
No.
Honestly,
never
mate,
get beaten in the near post.
Condi's saying, oh, I'm tired of this saying, why not? You can't get beat at your near post, mate.
It's the same for a reason.
Of course. You can't, mate.
No, you
Pickford,
can't. No excuse for that.
We're his biggest fan, but that's where your keeper saves you. You can't get beat there, mate. But still, the defence, Gay and Konsa, not talking. They come over to mark the same player. Then Spencer's got to come over and he's a free player. Honestly, mate, like, I've got no word for that performance. If Wissa, I don't know how he misses that chance.
If that goes in with 2
off
down,
the post,
we're done.
It's game over.
We're done, yeah.
Chambers, should he have shot?
Well, we're just watching Croatia just scramble things away, but he's through on goal and he tries to look for Ronaldo, but the shot is there for all to see. We've got a direct line between us, him and the back post, and it looks for all the world he's just going to get a shot off and put Portugal 1-0 up, but he chooses to try and set up Ronaldo. And you've got Satalo and Pongracic at centre-half for Croatia. They just mop up the pass easily. But what a chance for Portugal to go and get an effort on goal.
Yeah, it was a huge chance. Diogo Costa is the Portuguese goalkeeper. A back four of Mendes, Veiga, Diaz and Cancelo. João Neves and Vitinha sitting just in front of them, with Pedro Neto, Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Leao behind. Cristiano Ronaldo leads the line, and it is Portugal who are attacking again. They're going to the left as we look on here. Ronaldo tries to flick the ball round the corner. Vlasic clears it away, and here's the substitute, just overruns it, Matanovic, but it's one back here, and here goes Kovacic, and it's 3-on-3 here for Croatia. Kovacic carries the ball, finds a lovely pass here, Sucic into the box, he's pulled it back. It was a tight old angle, it's not cleared. Here's Vlasic, edge of the area, feeds it to Kovacic, whose run got this started. Croatia looking to attack, looking to break the deadlock. Cross comes in from the left-hand side, it's cleared. Here's Perisic. What a start to the second half. 2 minutes gone and chances at both ends. Here's Luka Modric. Not really been involved, if we're brutally honest, in that first 45 minutes. He's on the ball now as Croatia attack away to the right. That they're just been pushed back a little bit here. They're working it with Perisic. Good tackle comes in, and Portugal now will look to counter. Well, they just getting a bit of a tangle there at the back, and it's going to be won back by Modric. Croatia making a good start here. They'll feed it forward. There's the substitute, Matanovic. Here's Kovacic into the box. Stumbles, fires, and hits the side netting. Hit the keeper. It's a save from Diogo Costa. But he was into the box, Kovacic. He got the shot away, and it's saved at the near post. Still 0-0.
Sloppy bit of play from both sides, but Croatia just almost, through sheer willingness and numbers, overwhelmed Portugal, and Kovacic gets away. And from our angle, it looks like it's nestled into that far corner. Kovacic does brilliantly to wrong foot and use Cancelo's pace against him, drags it to his left foot, and he aims for that near post. But Costa just sticks out a leg, and it's a corner for Croatia. But what a chance. Brilliant bit of play from Croatia.
Yeah, it was. They've got a corner over on the far side. And Vlasic waits at the near post, and there are four, like Perisic and Pongracic at the far post. Corner about to be whipped in, but chance at both ends. Start of the second half. Luka Modric to take the corner. Referee just pointing out he doesn't want any pushing and shoving. There are two blue shirts at the near post, three at the far post. But they're going to play it short here. Seems to be the order of the day in this match, short corners. Are they going to put the ball into the box? They do, and it's chested down at the near post, and the shot comes in. Well, there was a chance for Rafael Leao. He just tried to chest it down, run out of his own box. Vlasic got it. He had the shot, but pulled it wide of the target.
You can't question Leao's confidence, can you, as he tries to bring a cross from Modric down on his chest on the corner of his 6-yard box, and tried to strike away in that white kit, and Vlasic picks the ball up and just tries to leather one back towards the front post. But yeah, real let-off again.
Yeah, Livakovic, the goalkeeper for Croatia. Perisic, Pongracic, Satalo and Stanisic, the back four. Kovacic and Modric holding. Baturina, Sucic and Vlasic behind the new striker at half-time, Igor Matanovic. As the ball played forward, it remains goalless. And now coming forward here goes Sucic. Carries the ball beautifully, lays it off, gets it back. He's still going here, Sucic. Eventually tackled 25 yards out from goal, and Bruno Fernandes will bring it forward. He carries it over halfway, gets the ball away on that far side to João Cancelo. The game again has opened up. 5 gone second half. It remains goalless. Interesting point Ollie made half-time about Ronaldo, and would you bring him off? Could be his last ever World Cup game. As cross comes in from right straight to Livakovic. Similar comment to Luka Modric, because he's not really, if we're brutally honest, he's not been overly involved, has he?
No, I think from his perspective, he's definitely touched it a lot more inside these first 5 minutes of the second half than he really did in the first.
Ball given away though, playing out from the back by Croatia, but then Leao's pass was a little bit lackluster. It was nicked away. Referee might have got in the way of Vlasic there. He couldn't get the ball, and then there's a foul And Vlasic is not happy. I think Croatia feel they've been on the wrong end of a few 50-50s. I don't think they're too bothered about that foul, but Vlasic was impeded there potentially by the referee.
Yeah, I think they've appealed absolutely everything so far, but I don't think they've had too many legs to stand on with some of the decisions that have been given against them. But it hasn't really affected the way they've approached it. They've got on with things and regrouped into shape. They're now sat in 2 banks of 4 with almost a front 2 of Sucic and Matanovic.
Yeah, he's a big, strong lad, isn't he, Matanovic? He looks mobile as well. He's going to give them a threat up top. Maybe change the way that Croatia can play the game. They made the early change. Budimir, whose goal in this stadium was enough to beat Panama on the second group game. Winner of this will go on to take on Spain, who put 3 past Austria. Could have had 3 more as well. Yet to concede in the tournament, the European champions. Portugal have it. Here's Ronaldo, middle of the Croatian half. Gets the ball away. Back to Vitinha. He carries forward here, driving to the edge of the box. Good tackle, Modric. They've given it away, but they're going to get a free kick this time, and this time it's Portugal who are not happy with the referee, but it is a free kick to Croatia. 6 gone, 0-0.
Yeah, you mentioned, we're talking about Ronaldo, aren't we, and Modric, and I think if Modric stops having an impact on the game, he makes a great tackle there for Croatia to just break Vitinha's press as he tries to run through the centre of the 18-yard box. And if he stops having that influence, I've got no doubt that Dalic will make that change for Croatia and try and add some more impetus in that central midfield area.
Yeah. 0-0 at the moment. Warm day in Toronto. Who will be feeling left out in the cold when it comes to the last 16? One of them will be going home after this one. Croatia have it. Just for the record, 5 times Croatia have been to extra time and beyond, and 5 times they've won. They won't fear the extra time. Here, though, there might be a chance for Vlasic, edge of the box. They've broken nicely onto his left foot. He's got the man outside him here to put the cross in towards the 6-yard box. It'll fall here. Perisic in on goal! And he's scored! Ivan Perisic had a touch on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he picked his spot and drilled it past Costa, and Croatia in front. Portugal 0, Croatia 1.
What a fantastic goal from Croatia, and every single member of the Croatian playing squad runs the width of the pitch to that far right-hand corner where they all celebrate. But it's brilliant play on this near side, and for the 2 players that had a difficult opening 25 minutes on that right-hand side for Croatia, Vlasic, Stanisic, they combine, they wait for the overlap. Stanisic gets on the overlap, he takes his time, and he stands up a brilliant cross. And you mentioned the substitute that's been made up top for Croatia, and Matanovic, all 6'5" of him, attacks the cross towards the back post, and Ruben Diaz, they both miss it, but it's that man Perisic who's come up with so many big moments for Croatia over the last 10-15 years. He takes a touch, he takes another one, he settles himself, and he just drills one back across through Cancelo's legs, through Costa's legs, and puts Croatia 1-0 up. Brilliant goal.
It really was. Picked his spot and places it in the back of the net. It's his 39th goal for Croatia. It's another massive, massive goal for him. We mentioned players that'll be moving on after the World Cup. He's another one on that list, 37 years of age. But I said to you, I thought he was brilliant against Ghana, and he's been really good again today. And all of a sudden, Portugal have got some big questions to answer.
Well, every single time I watch him play, he just rolls back the years, and that's the left back. He finds himself at the back post. The right back crosses to the left back for Croatia, and he takes the goal brilliantly.
Yeah, he does indeed. And now forward come Croatia again. Satalo getting adventurous from centre-half was upended by João Neves. Well, we've had nearly 10 minutes of the second half in Toronto. You're live on TalkSport. Portugal 0, Croatia 1. It's those in those famous red and white check shirts that are celebrating in Toronto now. There's a long way to go. We mentioned that record in extra time and penalty shootouts, but Croatia deciding they want to get it done now. They had a chance there. They were passed, though, to Petar Sucic, was just misplaced, and Portugal happy just to get the ball back. And well, we were talking at half-time, we felt Croatia, if they could get it right, would have a goal in them, and now they've got one, and the question is, can Portugal find a goal?
Credit to them, they've started brilliant in this second half. I think the introduction of Matanovic up top, he's pressed high, he's made an impact, he's bundled through a couple of Portugal players, and he's just created a bit of sort of chaos up top for them.
And here's another break here, and they're trying to get in here. It's Vlasic who's just closed down there in the end by Nuno Mendes. Danger not done. Here's Sucic, feeds it through. Vlasic, is he onside? He pulls it back and it's turned in! No offside flag. Yes, there is. Vlasic, he did have a look. It was a great pullback. It was an even better finish at the near post. But it will be checked, but the flag might just have saved Portugal.
Yeah, Vlasic had a hand on that first one and he just drifts offside. He tries to get himself back along the line, running horizontal to the edge of the 18-yard box, and there's a lovely reverse ball from Sucic, and he finds a big frame again of Matanovic, who just nicks it before Vega and puts it at the near post.
Yeah, ball up the other end is trying to get in behind. Modric will just pick up the pieces, edge of his own penalty area. Portugal 0, Croatia 1, and this really does open things up here. And the flick round the corner, but already you'd argue in the opening 11 minutes here, Luke, of the second half, Croatia have had more goal-forward threat than they had in the entire first half.
Absolutely, but they deserve the lead, and they've started brilliantly. And we said they got stronger as the game wore on. They're dominating Portugal without the ball. They have numbers behind it when Portugal try and create any sort of momentum. There's 10 players in blue shirts behind the ball. They're really, really disciplined, and it's the opposite for Portugal.
Yeah, well, here's Leao, the other end, goes for the curler from 20 yards, hits the crossbar, falls there for Pedro Neto, and the ball cleared. Well, Leao looks down at his boots, he couldn't have hit that any better on the edge of the area, and it cannons off the crossbar. Cross comes in, keeper comes and gets it. But let's be fair, Dominic Livakovic could only stand and admire that shot from Leao, but the crossbar saves Croatia, still 1-0.
Well, since the first 25 minutes, that's the first bit of space that he's been able to find, and he picks it up 25 yards from goal, just on the angle of the 18-yard box, and steps inside unopposed and hits an absolute thunderbolt with all the instep of his right foot, and it looks like it's going to drift into the top far corner. It cannons off the crossbar, inches away for a Portuguese equaliser.
And here again, it's 3-on-3, and it's Croatia advancing forward here. In fact, it's 4-on-3 here. Can they find a pass? They get it to the left again. Here's the shot. Keeper saves it, and it's behind, and it was Sucic with a shot on his right foot. There's chances coming thick and fast now, and it's a save from Costa to keep it at 1-0.
And credit to Sucic, he makes up 40 yards of space and strides down the far left-hand side, and brilliant from Vlasic. He rolls in a lovely pass, he cuts inside on his right foot, and credit to Costa, he stands up again. But the difference between the two breaks for both sides is every single player in a blue shirt is behind the ball when Portugal have possession. That is not happening when Croatia break. It's a back four against 4 attacking players for Croatia.
Here's the corner swung in, and it's not the greatest corner. It'll fall edge of the box. Modric will head it back in. Matanovic will bring it down, but he can't find a teammate. Ronaldo did well, and then the foul comes in, and well, Modric has been given a yellow card for that. And, well, the yellow card was almost out of the referee's pocket before Modric had made the foul there.
And I think Modric used every single year of those 40 years to just stop the break from Portugal, just flick the ankles of Vitinha, no way near the ball, ends up kicking himself and goes down, and he'll take that yellow card, no problem. Croatia retreat back into their numbers behind the ball.
Yeah, well, that is, oh, look at this, we're getting a triple change from Portugal. Roberto Martinez is going to respond instantly here. His side going behind. Luka Modric becomes the second player in the referee's book, and we're about to get a triple change. In fact, could even be a quadruple change. Let's see, 4 subs. Well, Roberto Martinez might have just over half an hour left as the Portugal manager, and he's got to make some big decisions, and he's about to make them right now. 4 stripped and ready to go. His side behind to Croatia, and a ball over the top looking for Ronaldo, brings it down beautifully. What a finish, but the flag has gone up. It was impeccable from Ronaldo. He pulled the ball down out of the sky and he lifted it over the advancing keeper, but the flag goes up, and once again The offside flag denies us a goal in Toronto. Portugal 0, Croatia 1.
And Ronaldo staring intently. It's lovely play, and it's Pedro Neto again cutting in on his left. It looks like he may be onside here. It's a brilliant ball off his left foot, just outside the centre circle. Ronaldo with his right foot, just on the corner of the 6-yard box, brings it down, and then just nicks it past Livakovic in the goal for Croatia. I think it may stand this.
I think he's onside. Having seen that replay, he was furious when the flag went up. Now, this will be getting checked, but on the one shot we have seen, it looked like he'd held his run to perfection. The touch was immaculate. It's been checked here, and there might yet be joy for Portugal, because this is closer than I think anyone thinks it might be. I haven't seen another replay yet. The touch and the finish were world class from Ronaldo. What you expect from peak Ronaldo. The only question is, did he time his run?
It looks so tight, and we've only seen the one replay, but at the time I thought he looked onside. He looked like he timed it brilliantly, but the touch and the finish, it was absolutely brilliant.
Well, they're making the changes while the check is going on, which seems a little bit random to me. Right, we need to get our abacus out here, because there's plenty of changes being made at the moment. One of the players going off is Vitinha. He is going to be replaced. Also going off, Bruno Fernandes being taken off. There's confusion here because nobody knows what the score is, and Roberto Martinez is making a flurry.
It doesn't. We've not been intimated that the check's over as well.
I think that might have just been relayed here. We're going to see a replay of it again. Oh, it's going to be his arm. Well, automated VAR, offside, sorry, has said he is offside by a shoulder. That was close. And the touch and the finish. He's never scored a goal in the World Cup knockout stages. This is his 9th game. It's a blot on an illustrious copybook. As what are Croatia doing here? Trying to play out from the offside. They've given away a needless corner. It was a horrendous pass back to Livakovic. Well, Ronaldo denied by the offside flag. We'll get you all those changes in a moment. That was a bizarre period of the game there, wasn't it? But it remains 1-0 to Croatia. But Portugal gifted an absolute gift of a corner here.
Sloppy play from Croatia just when it seemed to things be calming down for them. Portugal have certainly responded. A big chance for them now, with Mendes on the set piece to deliver a decent corner for Portugal to attack.
Yeah, can they get the leveller here? There's plenty going on in that 18-yard box. Carlos Ramos is one of those that's come on. He'll be hoping to get a good first touch and get Portugal level. Ball whipped in. It's a great delivery, and in the end it's put wide. Then the referee may well have pointed for an infringement, but it's Rafael Leao who's side-footed it wide when well placed. Corners again causing huge problems for Croatia.
Yeah, and all Rafael Leao has to do, he stood on the 6-yard box, level with the back post. A lovely ball in from Mendes. He evades everyone. Vega goes down, appealing for a penalty. And he can't get the right foot, side foot, on the goal. But it looks like there's a coming together along that 6-yard box.
Yeah, it certainly does. Remains 1-0. Roberto Martinez is looking on. Ronaldo's appealing here. Now, they're appealing. I think there was an infringement they might have seen on the big screen, but referee is having none of it. Let's just go through those changes then. Gonçalo Ramos comes on for João Cancelo. Bernardo Silva on for Vitinha. Nelson Semedo on for Bruno Fernandes. And Francisco Conceição is on for Pedro Neto. Now, they are checking for something that happened at this corner, so the drama is not yet over here. Now, what have we seen? Was Ronaldo pulled? Well, it's a rugby tackle there, and this could be on the defender Vega, and it's Vlasic who's gone to rugby tackle him, and they're having a look at this, and now the referee's going over to the screen, and it looks like we might be about to get a Portuguese penalty here. Having seen it, and there are Vlasic is there, it's 13 on 13, and it's Vlasic who's got his arm around the waist of his defender there, and he has Well, he seemingly brought him down, Luke Chambers.
Well, I called it at the time, and we were talking about Leao, couldn't get the right foot on it, but Vega looks like he's going to head it. He gets away from Vlasic, he sidesteps him, first takes a hand to the face, and then Vlasic is the wrong side. He's almost got two hands round his waist and just drags him down. I'd be very surprised if they don't give this. It looks like a certain penalty to me.
Well, he was, what, half a metre short of heading it into the net or heading it towards goal. They've had a look. Here comes the decision.
After review, Croatia player number 13 holds his opponent with 2 arms with clear impact. Final decision, penalty.
Penalty. So Ronaldo, who was denied a few moments ago, will get his chance, you would imagine, from the penalty spot here. And Vlasic with the rugby tackle, the arms round the Portuguese player. And having seen the replay, there can be no argument about this.
No, I think it's just because it has so much impact on the actual final opportunity for Vega to head the ball on target. It has to be given as a penalty. He wrong foots Vlasic in his movement. He gets away, he gets the wrong side of him. But what an opportunity after Ronaldo was denied his goal 5 minutes ago. He has a massive chance now to put Portugal on level terms.
Well, is this his moment? Never scored in a knockout World Cup match. A chance to put that right and get his country back in this contest. Deep breaths, a quiet word to himself. Livakovic waits. Ronaldo stood directly in line with the ball and the goal. A puff of the cheeks, he moves to his left, stood and run up, short run up, and he sends it straight down the middle. Cristiano Ronaldo, at 41 years of age, scores in a World Cup knockout game for the very first time, and he levels it up. Portugal 1, Croatia 1.
And he's absolutely mobbed by his teammates, the joy on their faces, the joy on his faces, the Sioux ringing round the stadium is absolutely incredible. What a response from Portugal, and what a moment for Cristiano Ronaldo. The pressure he must have felt it was all against him. Ruled out a goal 5 minutes ago from being offside. He steps up and delivers a brilliant penalty right down the middle. But it has to be, for me, you can't argue with the penalty. It's a certain penalty for me. Vlasic drags down Vega, but what a game we have on our hands now.
Well, that's their first And Perisic will be gutted that his goal has been chalked out so quickly, and Vlasic will be even more disappointed with his role that he played in that penalty. Been a change in the break as well. Baturina goes off for Mario Pasalic has come on. So the second Croatian change here, and this game now is firmly in the balance.
Let's just hope for a bit more of the same. Croatia have responded brilliantly since Zlatko Dalic's half-time tea talk, but credit to Portugal, they've bounced back. It looked like Croatia were in the ascendancy, but they needed that main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, to step up when it mattered. It's now 1-1.
It is, and now a throw-in for Croatia, looking to launch it into the penalty area. Perisic will take it. Plenty of blue shirts forward here. Who's going to get the winner? Who will go on? Whose Lance Stance will get one more go? Will it be Ronaldo or will it be Modric? Ronaldo's goal levels things up in Toronto. Long throw, it's a great throw as well. It comes off ahead of the Portuguese, and in the end Diego Costa comes out, makes a fine save, flies out to take command of the position. 18 remaining plus the added on time. Confirmation, Baturina off, Mario Pasalic on. Ball now here with Leao. We lose sight of the fact he's smashed one against the woodwork in this second half. What a second half it has been. Here now, forward come Portugal. Vlasic wins it back, then loses it again. Leao has it, and now the ball on halfway. And we mentioned at half-time, there's certainly no lack of intent from both of these two teams, and now they're just going hard at it as they look to get a spot in the last 16. Spain wait in Dallas on Monday night. You'll hear it live on TalkSport, of course. Busy day Monday, early start, 1 a.m. Monday morning for England in Mexico. Pongracic does well to watch that ball out, and it goes out for a goal kick. 1-1.
It's just interesting to see back on that penalty and the decision that was given, but I think it goes back to the fact that Croatia were marking in zonal areas, and they just had a massive gap right in the middle of the 6-yard box where there wasn't two blue shirts, and it just highlighted the fact that Vega was able to get away from Vlasic, who again isn't a man marker, he's a wide midfield player, and he was put against Portugal's set half, probably main attacking outlet from set pieces. So something for Croatia to look at if they do progress in this one.
Yeah, remains at 1-1, but it is very much in the balance here. Ball with Portugal. Had that heartbreaker, that offside goal, but they bounced back instantaneously. VAR getting involved as it did last night when the USA were reduced to 10 in their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina. Here's Leao now, tries to go past Stanisic, and Stanisic did really well, stood his ground. He got touched a couple of times in the first half, but defensively stood up pretty well thereafter. But Portugal turn it over high up the field. They feed it forward. Strong challenge goes in. Won back by Croatia. It feels like a bit of a kids' game at the minute. Everyone's just around the ball. Everyone wants a piece of it. But here come Croatia. And once again, not too many white shirts getting back here. Perisic carries down the left-hand side. He looks for the give and go. Sucic goes without it. Ball given away is won instantly back by the team in blue, Croatia, and forward they go. Kovacic driving, another great run, goes for the shot, hits the post and bounces out. Falls to Vlasic, Vlasic with a cross to the far post, back here on the volley, and it's hit hard. Kovacic again denied, this time by the goalkeeper. The post stopped him the first time, and then Costa palms his volley over for a corner.
Brilliant bit of play again, and we talk about influence, we talk about Ronaldo, we talk about Modric. Mateo Kovacic has been the most influential player in a blue shirt tonight, the number 8, but it's a fantastic save from Diogo Costa. He just gets a touch with his fingertips on that right-hand side, driving to his left, right-footed shot from Kovacic driving through the middle, and then it comes out for a sidewind half volley, which he keeps on target, but just didn't have the power to beat Costa. Corner for Croatia.
Modric will deliver. 6 blue shirts wide at the far post. Now they launch their runs. Here comes the header, and in the end it's headed over the top. And I think they got in each other's way there. 2 Croatian players went for the same ball. Ball played over the top, going at the other end, and back there is Pongracic. He makes a great interception. This is so open now. Modric finds Vlasic. Vlasic gets it away to Kovacic. He, an ever-growing piece in this puzzle. Cross comes in, deflects to the far post, brought down by the big centre-forward. He gets it on his right foot. What a save from Costa. Great play from Matanovic. He was calm, he could have gone for the header, he brings it down. He went one way, he went the other, and Costa was big and strong. It's another Croatian corner.
Matanovic has made a huge difference. It's a great ball in, but it's flicked on. And Matanovic, all 6'5" of him, he fakes to shoot with his left foot just outside the corner of the 6-yard box. He looks like he's going to bend it with his left foot to the far post, but he chops it back onto his right. But Diogo Costa's there, and he saves it with his face.
He does. Here's Modric on the right from the short corner, out for a throw-in. Plenty of blue shirts for, but no delivery. 13 of the 90 remaining. You're live on TalkSport. And what started as a bit of a slow burner is boiling over nicely now.
I'm pulling my hair out here. Now another set piece that's been played short. Every time Croatia put the ball in from a corner, they cause Portugal problems, but even Luka Modric is taking short corners, and they block it out and it goes for a throw-in.
And it's Kovacic. A couple of times he's just been allowed to carry the ball, and that time he pulled the trigger, and the woodwork and the keeper deny him. Here now, Stanisic whips in a good-looking ball. There's a bit of wrestling at the far post there, but no appeals from Croatia. Maybe 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and Leao will bring it down, but he's lost possession. And now, all of a sudden, it's Portugal who can't get hold of the ball at the other end.
No, they're now camped in with 10 players behind the ball. Ronaldo on his own, stood on the halfway line, but even now he's coming back 40 yards from his own goal.
Here's a ball with Perisic on the left. He whips in a good-looking ball, hooked away, well defended by Nuno Mendes. Leao brings it down this time, and they're looking to play their way out. Croatia looking to squeeze, long ball, it's an aimless ball, it'll run all the way through to Livakovic, and Croatia get it back again.
Yeah, and I mentioned Croatia will still get stronger in this game, and they certainly are now dominating possession, camping inside Portugal's half. They played a lovely ball out again. Perisic playing a little bit higher on that far left-hand side.
Yeah, and they're all flooding forward again. Perisic with the ball in, and it skims off the top of the head of Veiga to save Portugal. Leao will keep it in on the near side, down by his own corner flag. He plays a pass, but they're caught in possession again, although this time Ronaldo's back to bail them out, and he finds Leao, goes past one, but won't get past Vlasic, and it's out for a throw-in.
The work ethic and discipline and the determination from these Croatian players, all in this blue kit, they're absolutely everywhere at the moment. Every time Rafael Leao picks the ball up, there's Vlasic, there's Stanisic around the ball, and they're just snuffing out any sort of momentum that Portugal are trying to build.
Ball on halfway, won back by Modric. It's there to be won, and at the moment you have to say, since the goal went in, Croatia responded beautifully, and now they've got to throw in just over the halfway line.
They have, and we're just looking at Roberto Martinez now on the touchline, talking to Ruben Neves. Looks like he's going to be coming on in that central midfield area, but they certainly lost control of the game, Portugal. It's all Croatia at the moment since Ronaldo's penalty. And they're playing with 3-4 up on the top line. They're playing with lots more confidence. They're playing balls into midfield. Kovacic is having certainly more of an impact. Sucic dropping in from that number 10 position. And they're certainly playing with a lot of confidence. It hasn't really knocked them off their stride, the equaliser.
Yeah. Just think if they can get Sucic an opportunity in front of goal, that strike he had against Ghana, he could be the man, and here he is right on cue in on goal, and he rolls it in! Sucic scores for Croatia! He runs away in celebration! He wanted to take the ball with him, he's offside, it won't count, the third time in the second half that the offside flag is denied as a goal. It's still 1-1.
It's the atmosphere inside the stadium that just can't allow you to hear the referee's whistle, but it's Kovacic again. A brilliant ball. He looks like he might be offside from our angle, but maybe just that right shoulder again as he runs off with the ball in his shirt.
I think this is like the Ronaldo. This is really close. My gut reaction is he's onside, having seen that replay. Well, look at this. Now, look at this. This is massive, because Cristiano Ronaldo is being substituted by Roberto Martinez with 10 minutes left. This might be the final time we see him in a Portugal shirt. and he is distraught. He hands over the armband. It's a warm reception for the substitute who replaces him, Neves. There's a pat on the back for Martinez. He got the goal from the spot, but is that the last we've seen of Ronaldo?
I think it may well be, if Portugal don't make it through to the last 16, as all his teammates give him a high five, hugs. Roberto Martinez gives him a hug, but credit to him, he takes it well. He's obviously not happy. All eyes will be on him in that moment. But if Portugal make it through, he'll certainly agree that it was probably the right decision.
Yeah, we've not seen a replay, have we, of the goal, by the way? 1-1 it remains. We didn't see the VAR. We'll probably get that in the next minute or so. It's another tight one. It was a great finish as well. But it's still 1-1, 8 remaining. We're going to have a lot of added on time at the end of this one. There's a long way to go yet in Toronto, where Portugal won, Croatia won. But the big news, Ronaldo, having scored from the spot, has been subbed off. Is that the last time we'll see him on the big stage? As a ball played forward, Pongracic does well, watches it go behind for a goal kick, and we've got 8 minutes of the 90 remaining.
Yeah, Pongracic again for Sutalo at that set. Heart of defence for Croatia have seen everything. They've read everything now. They're growing into the game. They're even dictating possession from centre half. They're playing out from the back. They're playing with so much more confidence. I think they feel that they can really go on and win this.
Yeah, well, both sides are doing their level best. There's been so many big talking points. Croatia went in front through a lovely finish from Ivan Perisic after good work down the right-hand side. Croatia then had the ball in the back of the net with Matanovic, rightly ruled offside. Ronaldo then thought he'd equalise. Wonderful touch and a dink finish, but the offside flag rightly went up. Having seen the replay, it was close, but he was off. But then after VAR intervened, after Vlasic pulled down pulled down the defender Renato Vega, Ronaldo stepped up from the spot, made it 1-1, and we've just seen there Sucic with the offside chance. We've had the ball in the back of the net 5 times in the second half, yet it's only 1-1. This has been an incredible match between two very good footballing teams. They play, one of them will get to play Spain on Monday in Dallas. That's going to be another massive match. You'll hear it live on TalkSport. Ball played forward, should roll out of play. It does. Good work from Josip Stanisic. Watches it out for a goal kick. Pick as a winner, Luke Chambers.
For me, I'm still looking at Croatia. Just seen a replay of their goal, and now we're seeing an offside. He's offside by his shoulder and half his head, maybe, as he leans forward. But any runs through with balls over the top, as we're seeing one now, Croatia certainly have a chance.
Certainly do. Nelson Semedo, a substitute, having to work hard to keep out Perisic, who's battling hard and makes him get rid of the ball up towards midway inside the Portuguese half, and they do well. And now they're looking to launch a counter with Nuno Mendes. Drives over halfway, but in his haste to get over the halfway line, went without it, wins it back, gets it wide. Here now is Leao, looking to put the cross in towards the far post, and it's just too high. In the end, it went over Conceição and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, his teammates in the centre just say, calm down, Leao. He cuts inside again on his right foot and doesn't really think about it too much. Conceição, probably the smallest player on the pitch, attempts to head the ball at the far post, but the cross is overhit and goes out for a Croatia goal kick. And that's what Portugal need to do now. They need to be a bit more considered in possession. They're not dominating as much in terms of how much they're keeping the ball, how much territory they're playing with. When they have it at the moment, they're just giving it straight back to Croatia.
Ball played forward from the goal kick, headed back by Portugal, brought down by Stanisic. Here's Kovacic, who's hit the post as well. Remember, we've had 2 efforts. One at either end has hit the post in the second half. In terms of goal mouth incidents, we've had it all. Leao rattled the woodwork for Portugal, and at the other end Kovacic hit the woodwork, as that back pass not the best back to Diogo Costa, but the man in yellow does well, finds a pass, and Portugal can play forward now. 5 added on minutes, I dare say at least that again, probably even more than that to be added on. There's a ball played over the top. Here they're looking to get him down the side. Conceição looking for support for Portugal. Tried to feed it into the path and it's turned behind by Croatia. And now it's Portugal who are starting to find some joy. Conceição wins the corner.
Yeah, Conceição gets away from Perisic in the left-back area, the far right-hand side. Lovely ball over the top, and you're just looking for him to deliver it along the 6-yard box, but Gonzalo Ramos doesn't make a run. He almost stands behind Sotalo, the right side centre-half, towards the back post, and just doesn't make himself available. But credit to Croatia, they get themselves back into shape and see one out.
Yeah, and all eyes will be on the defending here. No hands on, and you can see already the jostling has started. It was Vega who won the penalty before. Corner whipped in towards a 6-yard box and it's headed wide, and it was Vega again. Got up high and diverts it wide of the far post. That wasn't far away. That could and should have been the goal for Portugal.
And he gets away again from his marker, and this time it's Matanovic, the striker for Croatia. But Vega gets a brilliant contact on the ball. He just flicks it towards the back post, but he runs off almost embarrassed, smiling. What an opportunity for him. That's the second one that's gone glaring for him to miss tonight.
3 minutes of the 90 remain. It's 1-1 and it is on a knife edge here. You wouldn't want to have to call the winner. Who will prevail? Ronaldo subbed off. Is that the final time we see him in a Portuguese shirt? It's a massive call, is it, for Roberto Martinez? But he's got to do what he thinks is right for Portugal to win the match, hasn't he?
Well, they've definitely gone to try and win the match, haven't they, with the substitutions they've made? It was that 5 substitutions now, but listen, we're approaching that 90-minute mark, and he did seem like a threat tonight. He certainly did. In behind, he was looking for things and he was creating things, and yeah, brave decision to take him off, but ultimately he will want what's best for this team.
Yeah, he will. Sotalo brought it forward, and here's Modric. Croatia looking to work the ball forward. Here now is a chance for Sucic in down the right. Cuts in, and he's got two to aim at in the middle. Puts in the ball, and it's headed wide. Arriving late at the far post there. Pasalic with a header. If he hits it on target, it's a goal, and he's put it wide.
I can't believe he's missed it. It's a brilliant bit of work from Sucic again. Cuts back on his left foot, sends Vega to the shops, and it's Pasalic. He almost ducks down at the last moment, thinking maybe he's going to get crashed into from Semedo. He's about 4 yards out. It's all he's got to do is hit the target, and it's a goal for Croatia, and he heads it back across goal, out for a goal kick. Absolutely huge opportunity for Croatia.
Well, they're coming thick and fast. Now it's Portugal's turn to go forward. 1-1, we're in the 89th minute. There's going to be a significant amount of added on time. We've had a VAR check, we've had a lot of substitutions, we've had plenty going on, and it remains 1-1 here. Croatia were in front, but not for long. Perisic goal cancelled out by Ronaldo. Here's Bernardo Silva on the edge of his own penalty area. Forward now. Go Portugal. Pongracic is there, does a good job to get it back to Livakovic, who sends back a bit of a risky pass to his centre-half, who opts to go long. Matanovic beaten to it. Silva will go back and collect it, and forward come Portugal again. 20 seconds of the 90 remaining. We'll await how long will be added on, but I think it's going to be quite significant. I don't think the drama's done yet in the 90-minute match. Leao gets it away. They work it further in field. Ruben Neves gets it away now to Ruben Diaz. Back to Renato Vega. He feeds it wide to Leao. We've got 10 added on minutes. 10 added on minutes here in Toronto, where it's 1-1. Ball back to Vega, who won the penalty and has just headed wide from 6 yards out with a chance to win it for Portugal. There have been chances galore at both ends of the field here. Diaz puts it, and it's headed behind there. He couldn't hang around. Josip Stanisic. Portugal have got a corner. First minute of the extra 10 we're going to play, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz with a really big diagonal towards Mendes as he approaches the 18-yard box, just on the byline, and Stanisic has to head it out for a corner, but I think it's Conceição to deliver a free kick. Set piece, sorry.
It is. Corner going to be whipped in towards the near post, and a flick header takes it beyond the far post and behind for a goal kick. Ruben Diaz, who got up highest but couldn't divert his header on target, and the first minute of 10 has elapsed here, and we remain level. And now we're going to get a change for Croatia. Josko Gvardiol is about to come on, and he's coming on for Nikola Vlasic, who well, unfortunately his input into this game will be remembered for giving away the penalty that levelled up the match.
He certainly will, but he also had a massive part to play in everything that was good and positive in the defensive work, and he had a part to play in Croatia's opener as he delivered a ball to Stanisic on the overlap, and he certainly played his part tonight.
He has. It's been a really, really good game of football. Much more open than many would have thought, certainly, and it's still there to be won.
Yeah, it just means Gvardiol now goes to left back for Croatia. Perisic pushes himself on as one of his more familiar roles of wide left midfield. See if he can impact it. 10 minutes of added on time.
Yeah, how good has he been again? Perisic with a goal, wonderful finish, but his energy has been good throughout, and it remains all level. Here now is Mendes looking to get forward into the area. He's gone down. Was that a stumble? Referee immediately says no penalty, and he's no real great appeal from the Portuguese players either. Maybe got his own feet in a bit of a tangle there, but Portugal have won it high up the field again, and there's just a little bit of concern amongst the Croatians here that they can't get the ball out of their own half of the field at the moment.
I just felt like Mendes got his ankles just clipped. It looked a bit clumsy, but I don't think it's enough for a penalty, but it's certainly a question to be asked.
Here's Leao now, down the left-hand side of the Croatian penalty area, lays it back. We're deep into the third of 10 added on minutes. Croatia win a challenge, but it's back to Leao again. A man who started so brightly. Can he get himself involved in this match and maybe win it for Portugal, who certainly in the last few minutes of the 90 are looking in the ascendancy here. They're ending the stronger. Here is Rafael Leao now, puts in a good-looking ball. He's headed and it's in! Turned in! What a header! It's the substitute Goncalo Ramos who heads in from close range, and Portugal have turned this one around. A great ball into the far post. It's a pinpoint header. No chance for Livakovic. Portugal 2, Croatia 1.
What a header from Gonzalo Ramos. He's between three blue shirts just outside the 6-yard box. It's Rafael Leao. We're just talking about it as we watch Ronaldo jump on the back of Ramos in front of us. The ball is out wide to Rafael Leao. He stands on it. No one really gets near him, and he just delivers a right foot cross. It's between Gvardiol and Pongracic, who have been brilliant all night long, but Ramos gets up early above them. They can't really attack the ball, and Livakovic has absolutely no chance. What a header. He just flicks it towards the back post and it drips in, and it's a brilliant reaction from Portugal from going 1-0 down.
Well, they ended in the ascendancy, and now they've got the goal, but what a goal. If you'd have paused that a yard out from his head, you'd have thought there's no chance he's going to score from there, but he's got up high and he's given the keeper no chance at all.
And after Pongracic at left side centre-half for Croatia has absolutely dominated everything he's had to do tonight, it's just a little bit of confusion between him and Gvardiol at that left-back spot, and it allows Ramos to just jump early. If Pongracic goes and attacks the ball, he should just head it away, but neither of them do anything, and Ramos takes charge and he just flicks the ball, uses the pace from the delivery from Rafael Leao, and it puts Portugal 2-up, and that will not be the last time that we see Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, it might be the last chance we get to see Luka Modric on the world stage, and the cameras are all honing in on him. There are 5 minutes of the minimum 10 added on time, and it was noticeable. They were getting frustrated, Croatia, because they couldn't get out of their own half, and the pressure ultimately is told as Kovacic makes way, and it's a late appearance here for Andrej Kramaric, 35 years of age, 36 international goals. Can he get one now? Kovacic has been outstanding. Hit the post, remember, at 1-1, then denied by Diogo Costa. Well, it's all hands on deck now as forward come Croatia, and they're going to get a 10. Sucic puts in an early ball. It's cleared away by Vega. But here come the blue shirts of Croatia now. It's all or nothing in the next 4 minutes of added on time. There might be a little bit of change to be added on to that as well. But it's all hands on pump now. They may as well lose 3-1 than not try to get that equaliser.
Absolutely, it's the most blue shirts we've seen in Portugal's half all night, as Roberto Martinez just waves his players. Can you get up the pitch? Don't drop into the 18-yard box.
Here now is a chance for Sucic. Feeds it out wide. Forward come Croatia again. Opportunity to put the cross in. It's deep towards the far post. It's headed towards goal. It's headed away from goal by that man Vega again. Right place and the right time. Ball not yet dealt with. It's turned round the corner. Miscontrolled edge of the box, just volleyed up in the air by Portugal. 6.5 of the 10 have gone, and Portugal lead by 2-1, and the break could be on. Conceição just opts to keep possession and does well, and then feeds it back, and he's maybe a bit lucky there that Mendes got a touch on that, because he almost played it straight to a blue shirt.
He did. You thought, where's he going? There was 4 blue shirts around him. He decided to dribble past all of them, then smash it back to Nuno Mendes at left back, who then had the calmness to just take a touch, cut inside, and then find his white teammate.
Now there's a yellow card. Perisic has maybe left one on one of the Portuguese defenders. Now he's squaring up to the referee, protesting his innocence. The referee's having none of it. And that is Ruben Diaz who's on the wrong end of that one. And it is going to be a free kick. Well, he's pushed out at him, and Ruben Diaz has collapsed like a pack of cards.
Yeah, I think there was a coming together off the ball initially, and then Ruben Diaz tried to run up the pitch. Perisic, 2 hands, pushes him over. And Ruben Diaz is one of the strongest men on the pitch, decides to go down as if he isn't. But frustration's creeping in for Croatia, especially someone so experienced with even Perisic for Croatia.
Well, as we found out with England the other night, falling behind is not necessarily the end of the world. Croatia could become the 5th team in 12 matches to lead and lose in the last 32. How we say about the first goal being important? Well, in 5 of the matches, the team that scored first has gone out. And here come Croatia. They're not done yet. 2 minutes left. Is that handball? It's gone behind for a corner. They'll take the corner. And now surely everybody's coming forward here.
All they need now, Croatia, is one good delivery. They've certainly had opportunities when they've put the ball in the box. And for Portugal, can they hang on? And everything depends on it when you're in these positions.
Well, here's Modric, whips it in. Dealt with at the near post, put a little bit high. It's a goal kick. Croatia not happy. They thought it should have been another corner. They surround the official. Frustrations boiling over here. Diogo Costa told to get on with it. Don't be messing about, says the referee. 1 of the minimum 10 still to be played. Portugal 2, Croatia 1. Croatia led through Ivan Perisic on 52 minutes. Ronaldo equalised from the penalty spot. And then Ramos with a header in added on time. That mean Portugal are going through as it stands to face Spain in Dallas on Monday night. What a titanic tussle that will be between 2 local European rivals. Can Croatia stop that narrative? Can they keep their talisman Luka Modric's career alive? This might be the last time we ever see him on a professional football field unless Croatia can get something now. Modric has it on halfway. He comes forward. He needs to find an outlet. He gets it away over on the far side. Here's Kramaric. Kramaric now feeds it. There are 3 blue shirts waiting in the middle for a cross. They're driving forward here. They need to find a cross. No, they're going to lay it back. There's a chance to build here, but they're running out of time. We've had the 10 added on minutes. Here now is Sucic. Sucic plays it for Modric. Modric can't get in, and that might be it. Modric dives in vain. It might be his last touch. He tried to cross, but the ball beat him over the goal line. and Portugal now are seconds away from a spot in the last 16.
Just an overhit pass as Modric made that last desperate burst just inside the 18-yard box towards the byline. And credit to João Neves, the 21-year-old, comes across, steps over the ball, and is congratulated by his teammates with big high fives on the 6-yard box.
Referee allows play to go on. Roberto Martinez looks on, asks how long is left. Croatia have it deep in their own half. They trail 2-1. They go long now. They're in the last chance saloon. Vega wins the header. Ball played forward. Croatia player goes down, but they've got to get on with it. They can't afford to waste any time. Forward now comes Nelson Semedo. Roberto Martinez made more changes when they went behind, and now a chance to win it in style, but Conceição blazes a shot wide at the end. We've played 11 minutes. Ronaldo, like the assistant coach, is trying to organise his team from the sideline. There's a push there. Croatia play on. We're into the 12th minute and they're flooding forward now. Matanovic waits in the middle. Surely they've got to deliver across. Perisic drives it straight into the arms of the keeper. And that will do it for Portugal now. He falls on the floor. He falls to the ground. Croatia hearts broken here in Toronto. What a dramatic game of football we've had. The referee, though, still plays on. 12 minutes gone now. Modric on halfway. Got to find a pass forward. Was that a free kick? No, that would have been a chance just to get it forward now. They've just got to throw caution to the wind, Croatia. Still they try and play. They're out wide. They need to put the ball in the box. They're on borrowed time here at the World Cup, and still they move it wide. There are 4 blue shirts waiting in the middle for a cross. Here it comes now. Last chance, flicked on. Chance, turned in. They scored. Croatia scored. It's Guardiola. He's turned it in the 13th minute of added on time, and Croatia are still alive. Portugal 2, Croatia 2.
Absolutely unbelievable scenes. Guardiola had a massive part to play in Portugal, thinking they'd got the winner. He didn't deal with it defensively, but he's found himself in a position to divert the ball back in. Perisic has been left to deliver a free cross off his right foot, delivers it to the back post, it drops down, and Guardiola comes from absolutely nowhere. He's not even in the picture, and then drops in towards the penalty spot, and he's the first man to react from the substitute at half-time. Matanovic's header down, but it may be an offside as it's flicked on, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, no, it's the defender, so does that mean that he's played on? Oh, this is going to go down to a VAR to decide. It was at the back post, it was kept in by Pasalic, and then it was Guardiola who turned it. Now they're appealing Portugal for an offside, but it did hit Renato Vega on its way through.
The question is, does the delivery on the cross come off Perisic and then flick off Matanovic? That's the question, and if it does, surely that makes Pasalic at the back post offside.
Are we about to be denied the most dramatic of finishes here? Well, hang on a second. VAR is checking the goal, and the referee is coming across, and maybe Croatia's joy is about to be short-lived.
We're just watching a slow-motion replay of the ball potentially flicking off Matanovic's head, and we're looking at a snickometer. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it is the snicko, and it says, I think that says that Matanovic has got a touch on this.
And then
if he gets the touch on, then Pasalic is offside and the goal won't count.
And he's 2 yards offside if it is flicked off by Matanovic, who's just level with the penalty spot. And
well, here comes the decision. Will Croatia's hearts be broken by VAR? Modric appeals. Referee.
Croatia player number 20 touched the ball and headed to the goal scorer. Final decision, offside.
The goal is ruled out. Croatia cannot believe it. Portugal celebrate again. Modric shakes his head. It was the faintest of faint touches. And I think without the snicker, I don't think you can overrule and say he touched that. Ronaldo smiles on the sideline. We thought we were destined for 30 more magical minutes in Toronto. But for Croatia, the dream is surely now up. We're into the 16th minute of added on time. And it remains Portugal 2, Croatia 1.
I just can't believe what we're witnessing, and it is the smallest snickometer you've ever seen. If he's flicked it, Pasalic is offside. But it's just the carnage that just unfolded before, and you're looking, okay, you've added 3 extra minutes onto the 10. Where have they come from? It played on and on and on, and they were able to get it. But in the letter of the law, Matanovic has flicked it on, Pasalic is offside, and the goal shouldn't stand.
And if you look at Pasalic's first reaction, he turned around to look at the official. He knew he was in an offside position unless it had got a touch first off a Croatian defender. If it had hit the the Portuguese defender first, that would have been a goal, but it didn't. And still now we play. Well, the farcical scenes here. We're into the 17th added on minute. We had 10 added on, and I don't recall any stoppages in the 10. And yeah, here we are 6-7 minutes later. We still not had the final whistle.
No, it's just chaos now. Every single player's surrounding the referee. Players from both sides are talking to each other. The decision's been made, but Croatia are certainly not taking it easily, as you would expect. It's a real disappointing one for them, but ultimately the right decision has been made.
Yeah, it has. 4 goals we've had disallowed in the second half.
How many woodworks have we had? 3?
Yeah. We've had at least 2. I've lost
Fantastic
count.
second half. What a game of football.
Yeah. It was 0-0 at the break. We've had 3 goals, 4 disallowed, a couple of crossbars rattled. More VAR drama than you can imagine.
A Ronaldo goal.
Yeah. Ronaldo's first goal. The Croatian fans are not. I'm not sure what the delay is now. The decision has been given, and when you look at it, whether you believe in the snicker or not, we think somebody might have been thrown onto the field. That's been the problem down at one end from the Croatian fans. They're waiting for that to be dealt with. Disappointment for them in Toronto. I'm not sure they deserve to lose. I want to say in the 90 minutes. We're in the 108th minute now. It would have been a fairy tale ending, wouldn't it? There's no doubt he's in an offside position once they've confirmed that Matanovic got the faintest of touches. Vardiol's moment ruled out.
Oh, you can't tell. We're looking
like
at
he's hit his
another
head, doesn't it? It doesn't even look like he's hit his head.
No,
he might have hit a strand. If he'd have had a skinhead, I don't think he gets a touch on that.
No, and credit to Croatia, just throwing caution to the wind. So many bodies around that second ball.
Well, here we go. We're back in play, and still we play on. The 19th added on minute, and here come Croatia again. They're not done yet, although they might be now as the ball is volleyed downfield. Still we play on. Portugal pick it up on halfway. Semedo plays it forward. Surely they just run it into the corner and run down time. Referee has a look at his watch. He's got his whistle poised to blow, and there it is. For Ronaldo, the dream goes on. The last dance gets one more chapter against Spain. His goal got Portugal back on level terms after Ivan Perisic had put the Croatians in front. Well, that doesn't sum up part of the drama. There were disallowed goals at both ends. Ronaldo got one of them. Croatia had the ball in the back of the net 3 more times, yet none of them did count. And it was Ramos with a header after Ronaldo had been subbed off almost in tears. And it's Luka Modric's career that comes to a crashing halt in Toronto. 40 years of age, that will, I think, be it. He exchanges pleasantries with his opponents. This has been a fantastic game. Certainly the second half will live long in the memory. But Croatia, as brave as they were, thought they'd snatched a goal to take it to extra time from Gvardiol in the 103rd minute. But VAR and Snicko mean it's Portugal that go through. What a dramatic night, the start of another bumper day of World Cup action on TalkSport. And it's Portugal who will face Spain in Dallas on Monday night. They've beaten Croatia by...
The most dramatic game I've seen. Incredible. Back to back. shoot first, I shoot back, shoot first, I shoot back, shoot first, shoot. Yo, when they took Ronaldo off, you could see in his face that he wasn't happy coming off, and I don't blame him because he wanted to play a part. He's already scored, but it wasn't as effective as you expect him to be because he doesn't have the legs. Ramos with the winner. Ramos with the winner. He came in to replace Ronaldo. That is a massive statement. And Ronaldo cannot argue with that. He cannot argue with that. Fair play to him. He's celebrating with everybody else now. He's celebrating all the players, not Ronaldo. That was close. That was close. That was really close. Oh my days. That was freaking close. This was what staying up for. Right? In every possible way, this was what staying up for. My eyes are gone. My voice is going. Oh, look at the kid is crying, man. This is football. They had to put the offside on the big screens just to make sure the fans accept that it was offside. But you couldn't call it. I don't know if the defender actually touched that ball or the attacker touched that ball. Crazy.
The Portuguese shirt with the number of Diogo Jota on there.
It took Bruno off, it took Ronaldo off, it took Vitinha off. Yo, this squad is crazy, man. Big players, it took all of them off.
Head towards their fans there. And they are going through to a quarter-final against Spain in Dallas. And you'll be able to see that live with us here on
Ronaldo looks like he's about to cry, bro. But yeah, that's my goal, It's true.
Like I said, it's a legend of the game. I think, he's shot for 20 odd years.
Do you think that goal should have? But there's technology in this new ball, right? The technology in the new ball tells you if somebody even a string of your hair touches the ball, it tells you. I think that's where people are missing out. So it must have touched it. The technology in the ball tells you that it's touched it.
Okay, so we're debating it here. So Darren Can messaged me to say he was offside when the ball was last played by a teammate, and the ball was deflected by the defender, not deliberately played. So the offside stands. Snicko, and we saw that little Snicko thing, he said that 100% proves that he touched it with the flick on. So I then replied to Darren, are you sure you can tell whether he touched it? Yes, I can tell 100%. Rachel?
I made a different angle. It's really difficult to really tell.
Oh, did he touch it?
Darren's done this for years. We've sat beside him. His ability to see it in real time is incredible. So he absolutely knows what he's doing. It's so slight. It's so loose.
Wow.
Like, my next bit is I understand defender does it accidentally. I get that.
The ball.
What is he doing?
The ball. I know what you think. That ball does it change its spin? Does it deviate at all?
It doesn't. But what kind of I don't understand is if you're offside, you're offside. Why have the referee go over there to see if what's he looking at? For VAR,
presumably to see whether he's touched it.
Well, for me, clearly it's not. Obviously, that touch.
Yeah, but
there's no deterioration of that ball. The spin doesn't change.
I think it's the subjectiveness of it. Is it?
There's stick-ometer. Sorry, there's a stick-ometer out caught behind.
I think he touched. But then, like you said, why the referee has to go to see it? Can not the VAR see it and tell the referee? So that's the debate.
I think the subjectiveness is: do they deem the defender's touch deliberate or non-deliberate? I think that is the final decision for the referee. And then, again,
What do you mean deliberate?
Done that with his back, but I also think not great in its own right.
And that would have been the equaliser for Gvardiol, who had only just come on when Portugal got the winner. But rather than concentrating on how Croatia should have defended it, Luca praised the ball in, and it's a fantastic header.
It is a fantastic
What
header.
an assist, man. I've got to watch this assist again.
Especially the striker, and it's a great header from Gonçalo. Great cross from Leão. For me, was the best player on the pitch. And that touch is not easy to head that ball, and it's a great ball.
And as well, Leão's created that because what he's done in the first half to allow him to have the space and spoke about his half time. As soon as you get space from the fullback, they're just going to back off and cross it. Don't think it. And that time, like you said, Ronaldo was getting away, Ramos was there to head it in. So incredible header. Such a good header.
Fantastic. And he's got a record of doing that. You know, he plays a lot of minutes off the bench. It's a talent to be able to do that, get one opportunity, find the back of the net, brilliant goal.
Roberto Martinez now has 72 hours of Portuguese media going, well, now do you start right? I mean, you see it coming a mile off already, can't you?
You can, but for me, look, he had his moment, and we had this debate, didn't we? And you think about taking him off, and I just before Ronaldo had to go offside, I was like, you can't take him off, it's something bad, but I think it was the right decision in the end. It really was, and even his response, and this is beautiful scenes.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. It's an emotional time for the Portuguese squad, and obviously for Diogo Jota's friends and family as well. They named him in the squad, did Portugal as well, and they have had that photo with Jota shirt, Roberto Martinez kissing it as well. And they are into the last 16, and they will take on Spain, and they will probably have to step up a gear, won't they, if they're going to call Spain problem?
Now we've got them
I
playing
think so.
Spain.
I think, you know what?
Spain, Portugal.
How Spain played today, you know, showed that they probably are a little bit, you know, ahead of Portugal. But it's a big game, you know, two nations that have fantastic teams.
Spain,
so
Portugal,
it's
Spain, Portugal.
going to be exciting.
Do you start Ramos or Ronaldo?
I still stick with Ronaldo to start. But I will say, Portugal need to be better defensively. Again tonight, gifted opportunities, lots of chances for Croatia. Colombia the other day, I think 24 shots they gave up against Spain. Do that, you're in trouble.
Okay, we didn't get extra time, which as it's nearly 20 past 2 in the morning, might be a good thing, but that was a heck of a game of football. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Theo. Portugal
What
are
a
through
game.
then, and they
What
will
a
take on
game.
Spain
Let me
in
go
the
to
last
bed, man.
16
Let me go
in
sleep.
Dallas. A game you'll be able to see here with
Oh
us
my
on the
days.
BBC. See you soon. Bye.
What a game. Jeez.
Might be a good thing, but that was a heck of a game.
Ronaldo really wanted to stay in that game and continue. Unfortunately for him, he had to come off, but Ramos did. Okay, we've got 4 a.m. I'm not staying till 4 to watch Algeria. No chance. Thanks for watching, guys. Good night.